It's an overcast day here in Norfolk, but we are ready for the first ever episode of Backyard Jam Series Red. The trucks are ready at the top of the track to go racing today. We have Max D, Gravedigger, Great Clips, Mohawk Warrior, El Toro, Loco, Zombie, Monster Mutts, Soldier Fortune, Black Ops, Whiplash, Bad Company, Jester, back again Dragonoid and Shaker all ready to throw down for the inaugural Series Red title. These trucks have 2 weeks to make a good first impression on the series before ultimately making their way onto the next venue. We had some preliminary races earlier on to decide who was going to get those first round buys. We're going to see them in a moment, but you can see here that the trucks are coming down this track pretty quick, and if they get these wrong, it could all go sideways. The first round buys then go to Max D, Mohawk Warrior, Jester and back again Dragonoid. Later on we will see Monster Mutt take on Shaker, Zombie take on Whiplash, Bad Company against Soldier Fortune, Black Ops, but up first it's the Crazy Bull, El Toro Loco, taking on Bad to the Bone, Gravedigger, Adam Anderson, ready at the top of the track. These two are good to go. Here you can see them lined up, El Toro Loco in the near lane with the older style chassis on that. Interesting choice for El Toro Loco for this season. Gravedigger in the far lane looking primed as well. They're ready to go racing. The gate is open and we're off, and it's El Toro with an early lead. Gravedigger takes the lead in the second half. I think they might have got them at the line. Let's take a look at that replay in super slow motion. You can see here what a jump from Gravedigger to full send it across the line. They take the first round win. El Toro Loco will go out here. Unlucky double rollover for both of these trucks, but Gravedigger, Adam Anderson, threw everything he had at this course and he took the win. Worth it in the end, I think we'll all agree. Then we can see it on paper. Gravedigger moves through to the second round there to face Max D in the ultimate showdown, the oldest rivalry in motorsport. Looking forward to seeing that one. Up next, however, we have Bad Company, John Gordon taking on Soldier Fortune, Black Ops, Mr. Tony Oakes himself. These two trucks ready to go racing at the top of the track, now loaded in. Bad Company in the near lane, Tony Oakes and Soldier Fortune, Black Ops in the far lane. Let's see what these two can do. The trucks are primed. Let's go racing. Nice close race at the top of the track. In they come to the line. This is a very close one. Neither truck really pulling ahead by the looks of things. Let's take a look at the super slow replay. You can see there Bad Company just takes the easier route through and takes the lead. They're going to go through. Good tactics used there by John Gordon, getting past that last crush car. Tony Oakes goes for a flying lesson very briefly. He is going to go out of the competition though, unfortunate for him. Up next, Zombie takes on Whiplash. First then to Barry Masawa in Zombie. Looked fast in the prelims, not fast enough for a first round bye though. I think Brianna Mahan in Whiplash is a little bit worried, but I'm sure she can take charge of this race. Didn't really count out either of these drivers. They could potentially give each other a good run for their money. You can see Whiplash in the near lane, Zombie in the far, practically chomping at the bit to get going. And who are we to stop them? Brianna's got Barry at the line. Really putting the foot down though is Zombie, and that looked like a Zombie win to me. The barrel touched. We're going to take a look at that replay. It was Zombie who touched the barrel, pushing it into Whiplash's way. Whiplash driving through like it wasn't even there, but it is a Zombie win. A good close race for these two. Could have gone either way at the top of the track. I think Brianna surprised herself there by getting Barry off the line, and he just caught right up and overtook. A good win there for Zombie. Unfortunate there for Brianna Mahan. She goes out. Zombie goes through to face Jester in round 2, and we have only the one matchup left in round 1. Monster Mutt takes on Shaker. First then to Monster Mutt. Charlie Porkin, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can indeed put them in Monster Mutt. And Ryan Disharoon has got a bit of work to do if he's going to beat this legend. Shaker lined up in the near lane, closest to us. Monster Mutt in the far lane, ready to go racing. Let's join them down on the track as we go green. Shaker's got the whole shot on him, really putting the foot down, has done a lot of work there and come out on top. Monster Mutt, meanwhile, what happened to them? Let's take a look at the replay. They were back on their rear wheels, wheeling all the way down the track, slapping their side, rolling back over onto all fours. I mean, I said at the top, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but that's one I've not seen before. Charlie Porkin, unfortunately, out of the competition, but with some excellent moves there, Shaker is going to go through. Flying Ryan making moves. And moving he is through to round 2 to face Bakugan Dragonoid. That's going to be a fun race when it comes about. So we have our 8 trucks lined up, ready for round 2. Well, as I just spoke about, Shaker takes on Bakugan Dragonoid in round 2. Jester against Zombie. Great Clips Mohawk Warrior takes on Bad Company. But up first, the greatest rivalry in motorsports, Gravedigger against Max D. The Professor, Tom Mentz, ready to take on Adam Anderson. Old rivals, these 2 trucks. Max D celebrating their 20th anniversary. I'm sure we'll see that body scheme come out later in the season. But first of all, we have these 2 trucks lined up in the traps, ready to go racing. This is going to be a fun one, I'm sure. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. Tom Mentz in Max D. Let's go green. Both of them off and reasonably even. Max D looked like it was taking a lead. I don't know whether they kept it though. Gravedigger looked fast and they looked like they used the same tactics as they did in round 1, putting the front end down, jumping over the line. They take the win. Gravedigger, Adam Anderson is going to go through to the semi-finals. Max D, unfortunate there to go out, but that is what happens with the first round bye. It giveth and it taketh away, as Gravedigger knew the track better than the Professor here. And that's only the first race in round 2. Next up, Mohawk Warrior takes on Bad Company. We saw Bad Company out on the track earlier today doing some practice rolling over. Mohawk Warrior was also out on the track, so knows it somewhat. We shall see how this race goes. These 2 were looking really fast earlier on. In fact, Bad Company narrowly missed out on that first round bye. We shall see if they can upset the balance, now taking on Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Down the racing lane they come. They look reasonably even. A crooked landing there for Bad Company, and I think that has thrown them off and out of the competition. Let's take a look at it. They did not go over that last car because they jumped off of the ramp sideways, landing on the crushed cars and taking a bit of a bad bounce. That's unfortunate, but Mohawk Warrior takes advantage of that first round bye and moves through to the semi-finals there to face Gravedigger. That will be a battle of the podcast, people. These 2 going to be at each other's throats. Can't wait to see that one. Next up, however, we have Jester from Tomfoolery Motorsports, an independent on the circuit, is going to be taking on Bari Musara in Zombie. We saw him do well in round 1, and Zombie indeed does have lane choice here. Got a faster time than Jester, so they are taking the near lane this time. Did not like what they saw in the far lane. Probably, I'm not sure, I would have personally gone for the far lane, but they are ready to go racing. And race they do, down the stretch they come. This is a really close race, you saw there. Zombie pop a wheelie all the way across the cars. We're going to see what happens here. That is incredibly close to call. That is too close to call. We're going to have to make it even slower. Let's take a look at the super slow-mo. Zombie coming down, gets the wheels down ahead of Jester. They're going to take the racing win. That was a close one. Zombie taking the win against Jester there by only inches. That was a great race. Unlucky for Jester there. I think they were kind of spoiled out of that one. Up next, in the final race in round 2, Bakugan Dragonoid Camden Murphy takes on Flying Ryan Disharoon in Shaker. Let's join them both up at the track where we can see Bakugan Dragonoid loaded in on the far side, Shaker on the near side. Let's see what these 2 can do. Who is going to come out on top in our final round of racing in round 2? Let's go green. Shaker once again getting the jump and pulling ahead very slightly, rolling it crazily across the line. Back again gets over safely, but I don't know that it was fastest. You can see that massive rollover. Bounces off a bit of dirt by the looks of things, but is going to roll over the line first. Shaker goes through. What an incredible race for these 2. No shame in coming second there for Bakugan. Shaker threw all its toys out the pram to win that one, and win they did. Ryan Disharoon goes flying into the next round. There you can see it on the stat board. We have our 4 semi-finalists, Gravedigger, Mohawk Warrior, Zombie and Shaker. We're going to see those races very shortly. You're not going to want to miss out on them. We've seen some awesome action so far in the racing. Huge jumps, huge air, lots of rollovers, lots of action, and plenty of close calls. There'll be more of the same when Backyard Jam returns. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Backyard Jam as the action hots up in the semi-final rounds. To recap, so far Gravedigger, Mohawk Warrior, Zombie and Shaker have outdriven the rest of their competition and moved through to the semi-finals. They're going to be racing up first. Gravedigger, Adam Anderson, takes on his podcast buddy Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior truck. This is going to be a full throttle throwdown. Looking forward to seeing this one. Gravedigger in the near lane, Mohawk Warrior in the far. These two are ready to go green. And who are we to stop them from doing just that? Very close out of the gates. These two are neck and neck. Bryce looks like he's just pulling ahead in Mohawk Warrior though. Let's take a look at that slow-mo replay. See who's got it. It's going to be Bryce Kenny by half a tyre length in Mohawk Warrior. And Adam Anderson will be fuming. That barrel goes flying again. These two are wheel to wheel and were practically all race. That was a nice close one and we enjoyed it thoroughly, but it's going to be Great Clips Mohawk Warrior who moves through to today's finals. Unlucky Adam Anderson. Gravedigger is out. Up next, Zombie will take on Shaker. After Ryan Disharoon practically binned his truck in the last round, the team have been thrashing behind the scenes to get it back in working order. Zombie, meanwhile, has just been sitting pretty waiting for this race. We'll see if that affects these teams in how they race. Zombie is in the near lane, Shaker in the far. We shall see what happens when these two teams go green. Here we go then for our last semi-final. It's Zombie quick out of the gates and pulling ahead, and Ryan Disharoon's rolled it again. Shaker is back on its hood. Unfortunately, the footage for this is blurry, but you can see clear as day. Zombie across the line first with a nice sidewall save. Shaker back on its lid and out of the competition. They have got a week to turn that truck around, ready for the next round of racing on Series Red. Good luck to the team. But before all that, we have our final set. Mohawk Warrior and Bryce Kenny in it will be driving against Barry Masawa in Zombie. This is going to be a fun final for sure. As we join these two trucks up on the track, you can see here, they are ready. They've both had a great evening. Zombie is in that near lane. Mohawk Warrior in the far lane, as you can see, prepping for action. These two teams want this so bad. But we are about to crown our inaugural Series Red champion. They're neck and neck out of the gates. It's Bryce moving forwards, and they've both rolled over with some weird back end standing. You can see here it's going to be by half a tyre length once again Mohawk Warrior to take the win. Zombie did a full forward roll to get across the line, but it wasn't enough. Barry Masawa, better luck next week. As we say, congratulations to Mohawk Warrior, currently on its lid, but no less the winner of the first round of racing here on Series Red. Well done. They are a one-time event champion for Series Red, and they are down on the track, having turned the truck back over, parked up nicely on the barrel to celebrate. The truck looked fierce all evening, and we are so happy to crown that first win. With all that said, let's take a look at the points at the end of round one. Mohawk Warrior is going to take the top with 12, Zombie with 11 in second, Gravedigger and Shaker in joint third. Moving down the rankings, you've got Bad Company, Back Again Dragonoid, Max D and Jester all on 8 in joint fifth. And then Monster Mutts, Whiplash, Soldier Fortune, Black Ops and El Toro Loco down the bottom there on 4 points apiece. That brings to a close the first night of racing for Series Championship Red. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, give this video a like. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we hope to see you again in the next episode of Backyard Jam Series Red Racing. We'll see you soon.